All right, I'm feeling kind of convicted of talking about this. It's kind of been weighing on my heart, and it's 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 not political. Okay, it's more of a let's think about this. Yeah, let's 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 have a think. So I'm going to start out with the solution, so you don't have to uh, carry on and watch the rest if you don't want to. And I have a solution. It's not my solution, but I'm putting this out there as a reminder and maybe yeah, I guess just a reminder because people are claiming to be doing something, and they've forgotten this method, which is way more effective. So let's get to it. Let's say you had an issue with the shampoo company. Like, let's say they're using a dye. They're using purple dye, and you don't like purple. You despise purple. So what do you do? Remember, you don't buy the shampoo, right? But let's pretend that you hate purple so bad and you're concerned about other people and them unknowingly partaking in purple shampoo. So what do? You talk to them and you have conversations. You use our different media platforms, and you share your disdain for purple, and you convince them to also not like purple shampoo. Okay, but how did this fix the problem? They're still making purple shampoo. Well, it's simple. Now that you've talked to your friends, your family, your loved ones, strangers across the United States and the world, you ask them, "Hey, will you stop buying all that purple shampoo you've been buying?" And of course, you've convinced them of the evils of purple shampoo. And they're like, "Yeah, thanks for telling me that. I didn't I didn't know that. So I just don't buy it anymore?" And you're like, "Yeah. Yeah, that's all you got to do." And then you guys start thinking, but there's all these other people that aren't my friends and family and my chat groups." Well, you keep gaining enough people, convert them to anti purple, and have them stop buying. purple shampoo from this company. And then maybe you send an email to the company like, hey, me and all my friends, we're not buying your purple shampoo anymore because it's purple. And we don't like purple. And then the people there at the shampoo factory are going to look at their numbers. They're like, holy crap. How did I miss this? I'm your best bean counter. Like, I've been crunching numbers from the beginning. How did I miss this? Did you see how bad our sales have plummeted on purple shampoo? Like, they went down 50%. Oh my goodness. How did I miss this? I'm sure glad that person emailed me so that I would know that people just don't like purple shampoo. You know what we should do? I'm going to talk to the boss and show him these numbers. I think we should make green shampoo. I think people would buy green shampoo. And the boss is like, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Nobody likes purple. Who doesn't like green? And they start making the exact same shampoo, but in green. And the sales return back to normal. They're selling just as much green shampoo as they ever did at the heyday of purple shampoo. Who knew people just liked colored shampoo? They don't care about the color. Now you may think that all that was comical and what the hell does it mean? And when it all boils down to it, guys, if you really want something changed, it's simple. You stop the money train. Okay? You stop the money train. Did you all forget just how much power you have with those hard-earned dollars that you have? Yeah. Do you think you weren't in control anymore? Did they convince you that? No. No, you were in control. Not that boss at the shampoo company. You and your friends. You're in charge. And somebody has convinced you that you were not. So let's do a little more with that. What's bigger than this big shampoo corporation making the purple shampoo? Well, it could be our state government, or let's take her to the top. It could be our federal government. And you're like, no, there's no way. I can't do the shampoo thing to the government. There's no way I'm in control. I'm just an ant. They're grasshoppers. Grasshoppers are in charge. Well, I'm going to tell you from history that you are in charge. If you can find about you and a few friends, which you shouldn't have a hard time finding friends that feel the same way. I mean, if it really is a thing, I mean, something as crazy as purple shampoo, your friends are going to back you. Like, they're going to be like, absolutely, this is crazy they're doing this. All right, so here's what you do. And it's going to hurt a little bit. It's going to hurt a little bit. Right there in your old pocketbook. God forbid. This is a little stronger than what we did before with the purple shampoo. See, the purple shampoo, we held on to our money to make a statement. This one, we're going to amplify it. Okay? We're going to amplify it. Well, what does that mean, amplify? We're going to amplify it. We're going to have a little skin in the game. We're going to give some money. No, not an assassin. More powerful than that. All right, let's go. Let's say the government is doing something you don't like, and all your friends are like, I don't like that either. This is crap. Doesn't even feel like I live in America anymore. We're in like a third world country here. We have dictators. Everyone's a liar. They don't understand me. All right. You can't say you don't have the technology. This isn't the Pony Express, okay? Right? We're long past Morse code. We're far beyond a phone call or even a three-way party call. We're beyond that. No, we can reach the masses in a short amount of time. Simple. Like no other time in history. Can we organize this? All right, here's where it's going to hurt. You want to get their attention? Don't. This is tough. This is going to be, there's a lot to process. Watch. Don't go to work. No, that'll never work. Foolish, 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 foolish. Remember, all your friends should be doing this too. Okay? None of you are going to work. And that includes all you little work from home warriors. Not knocking it. It's a cool gig. But that doesn't mean you kind of sneak in a little keyboard typing. Nope. You don't clock in. You don't answer emails. You don't answer your phone from work. You're not doing it. It's a little painful because, if you don't go to work, you're not getting paid. Ouch. Do you see where I just did that? Now you're paying, if you will, your pay to a cause because you've lost something. And it's got a little sting. It got a little personal. But I think it's probably better than a bullet or however many. And I promise you this is more effective. Yeah, this will actually get what you're trying to get. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. You get enough people to stay home and they state the reason why, not to their employer necessarily, to whatever. Create a website, create whatever you got to do, call the news station. Flood their inbox. We are not going to work. Oh, this is going to be a big word. Till. Okay, so you know what that means. That means you might do it more in one day. In fact, you might do it till it's resolved. we are not going to work till X, Y, and Z are done. And you also pass a law that they can never make purple shampoo because we don't want that to somehow happen again. That was crazy. So you're like, no, that that wouldn't work. Okay, let's think about it. Let's think about really, really awesome examples. Do you remember when the people that unload our stuff, you know which ones I'm talking about? The ones that unload the ships with all of our crap that we don't really need when they come to shore, you know those ones? I don't know if they're port workers or dock workers. Don't you remember when they did that? I'll help you with the happy ending. They didn't get some of what they were asking. They got everything they were asking for. So much so, in that particular case, the government stepped in and said, hey, I'm telling you right now, you guys need to get it figured out. Yeah, it caught the attention of the government. These are just some people asking for some raises. Oh, yeah. There's power in unity when it comes to affecting other people's bottom line. You don't think the government is a business? Oh my goodness. What do you think taxes are? Wait a second. If I don't go to work, I don't pay taxes on the money I didn't earn. That's exactly right. Yep, you got that correct. And same for the state. Oop, now you got their attention too. Yeah, things are happening. Now that's happened as far as I know, maybe like, I don't know, time goes by fast, maybe the last 5 or 10 years. 2 different times the port people have pulled that one. And both times were swiftly resolved. Because we need our VCRs. Wait, but that doesn't mean it'll work for everyone else. You know what I remember? Do you guys remember all them guys and gals in the semi trucks? And remember that time they just kind of parked their rigs? Yep. Anyone remember the ending? They got what they wanted. Yeah, they got what they wanted. If you want to get anyone's attention, you start affecting their pocketbook. You want some more personal examples of your pocketbook being touched to get your attention? You ever get a speeding ticket? I got a speeding ticket. They got it in your pocketbook because now you got a fine. It got your attention. Yeah, it got your attention. The point is, this could be done so much more effectively by organizing, which kind of looks like that's what is happening. I mean, really, the only thing that's missing is like picking a date and Well, I guess the other thing is the location wouldn't be at a really crazy job site with a bunch of guys and guns trying to work, right? You're at home. You're wherever. Why don't why don't we try that? And I want you to know I I don't really care. I don't have a stance in this. I have feelings about certain things, but I really don't have a stance for it. And uh, the guy that died, I that doesn't change too much in my heart. And out of fairness, it it shouldn't change much in most people's hearts. But maybe as parents and stuff, here's what I know. I read the obituaries. As soon as a dead person comes out, I'm reading them. Okay? I'm reading them. Not because I'm morbid. I don't know. Sometimes you can just learn stuff. Learn about people. But usually I I don't feel any sadness for those people. And they're real close. A lot of times they're in my town. Because I didn't know them. I there's no connection. Now obviously if it was someone I worked with, which also happened this week, worked with 20 years ago, and I see that he passed, I've got memories. Oh, I remember that day at work, or yeah, I remember this. That one made me pause a little bit. I'm invested in that storyline. I don't know any of these people hurt or injured at any of these events, so I I I just have a hard time, you know, getting into it like emotionally. Um, I mean, I do have an opinion, which still I don't care. But I guess I don't know of my audience how many of you guys watched or grew up. Maybe it's a generational thing. I grew up and there was westerns. There was like all kinds of shows with guns, and not like now where they're just da 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 da, and like everyone misses and all that. No, we had real ones. Most often it was one bullet, and someone always died. That's how it worked. The cowboys, they carried around their guns for protection. Sometimes against animals or whatever. Or sometimes it was to put an animal out of its misery. Like if it whatever got rabies or who knows. But at least in the show, what they spent a lot of time was the gunfights. And basically, and see if you see any similarities to what's going on. But two different people would have indifferences. Yep, check, we have indifferences. And they would both bring their guns to settle this indifference. So, does anyone remember what happens next? One of them dies. Yeah, who knew? Wait a second. If you bring a gun to a gunfight, you can possibly die? That's nuts. Yeah, this isn't a video game. There's no power ups or another life or none of that. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, one of them dies. Now, out of fairness, we have one gunfighter who is absolutely trained to use the tool of his job. Okay, this isn't like he he didn't just get this thing that morning and go, well, it's shiny and I'll just stick it here on my hip and no, it's not a badge. He's been trained on it. He's proficient at it. And you have another guy and he comes to the fight and his skill set is he's a nurse. Well, so well, this should turn out good, right? I mean, why wouldn't it? He brought more ammunition. That'll level the playing field. If I go back to a Western and we both line up on our two different sides of the street, instead of each person ready to draw their gun, let's pick any other object. A book. One of them pulls out a book, and the other one pulls out a gun. First of all, the guy with the gun, he's not even going to fight the guy with a book. That's not a fight. That's not a fight at all. That guy didn't even come to fight. Why fight him? The point is, a fight took place because both parties had weapons brought to the event. I would also like to add, if anyone's missed this detail, the nurse is pretty educated. Our son's a nurse, and it's not the easiest thing to do. He also had a permit for the gun, which tells me he also knows enough about guns. And so if I keep going with that, I can say that he knows that the gun shoots bullets, okay, into people's bodies if need be. And as a nurse, he knows it will probably kill you because then you bleed and every other thing. I mean, as a nurse, and I think it was ICU nurse.